podcast called?
Jab Journals.
Jab Journals. What are you trying to get out of this?
So I'm really trying to show the common fan, even the non-boxing fan, kind of what goes on behind the scenes in a boxer's life. A lot of people think that it's just training and then they fight, and then they train and then they fight, but they're real people with real jobs, real families. I just feel like that gets missed in the general view of the sport.
Okay. Do you think that the rawness is what people are craving out of the sport?
I think that once people can relate to fighters, they'll be more tend to watch them and understand how hard it is what they do, really appreciate what they do on a day in and day out basis.
Why is that important to you?
It's important to me because boxing's done so much for my life and has helped me in times where I didn't know I needed help. And I never made it as far as I should have or could have, but because the day-to-day life got hard, and so I respect it a lot more than I think other people would.
Is it important to you for people to know how hard it is?
It is important to me because I've seen these guys, and I've been one of them that come to the gym every day and train and work hard and then go home and do the 9 to 5, do the 10, 12-hour shifts, be with their families, be with their kids, and then go back the next day and do it all over again. And I don't think the common person understands how hard that is.
Is it important to you, let me rephrase it, whether boxers are sent in to win or whether they're sent in to lose, what do you think boxers deserve?
I think boxers deserve respect. I think getting in the ring is one of the hardest things that you can do in your life. Stepping through the ropes, knowing that the other person across the way has trained for months, years, however long, to beat you, I think is a very scary thing to deal with, and it's hard to want to step through those ropes and to watch people do it over and over and over again. Sometimes they don't make that much money. Sometimes they don't get any acknowledgement at all, but they do it because they love the sport and they do it because they love the thrill. And I don't think everyone understands that.
Do you think the world deserves boxing?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think once people get connected to a fighter or even just the fight game in itself, they become so ingrained. Boxing has lost popularity over the last few decades, but the core, hardcore fans love the sport, love their fighters, and treat them as family almost. People watch fights every weekend, and it's just part of their natural life. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Jab Journals. I'm your host, Dan Smith. I'm here in Dynamic Boxing Club of Westland, Michigan. I'm here with the WBA Continental Champion, Rico O'Quinn. Rico, how we doing today?
We doing good, man, as always.
So it's been a couple months now since your big fight in Arizona with Peter McGrail. Won, 5th round knockout. How do you feel? How was that moment after you won?
It was a shocker to the world, but I knew it was gonna happen. At some point, it's the pros, and he was doing so much amateur style moving, not committing on his punches, and you gotta last 10 rounds, 10, 12 rounds without getting caught with a good, clean shot, and you don't know how to put his hands up. So I knew it was a matter of time.
Now the fight wasn't going your way leading up to the knockout. Was there something that was said in your corner? Was it something you've been working on in the gym, something you were waiting on the right timing for? What was it that just finally clicked and you got that knockout?
You got that European style bounce, jitteriness, and I knew he was gonna give me problems. I knew that style was gonna give me problems, and I told my corner that don't panic. He gonna come out shooting, he gonna come out firing, but when I catch his timing, shit gonna change. I didn't expect him to go to sleep on me in the 5th round, but I expected to hurt him and me to hop on him. But when I hit him with that right hand, that was all she wrote.
Now, is that something that you always have in your back pocket, something I might not be getting the better of him, but I know I can crack, so I know I know at any moment I can end this fight.
I always got in my back of my mind, if a motherfucker outboxing me, I'm gonna make it ugly. We in a fight now. Cause if you outboxing me, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Your
Yep.
skills back. You gotta fight.
Right.
And most motherfuckers that can box can't fight. And in his case, it was just I can punch. I know I can. They don't know I can. They didn't think nothing of me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no respect going into the fight.
Now, so that leads to my next question. Do you think they overlooked you for this fight?
Of course.
Well, I believe you said something in one of your press conferences that they cherry-picked you and they picked the wrong cherry. Is that the?
I told them they took it for granted.
Yeah.
I told them, y'all picked the wrong chair. You selectively picked me. He saw my last fight and he said his style is perfect for me. Okay.
You proved him wrong,
I
right?
proved him wrong.
Right. Now, something that, kind of led to the inspiration to this podcast was that, Peter McGrail's an Olympian from England. Eddie Hearn was really pushing him, really behind him. Had training camps, probably has cooks. Someone wakes him up in the morning to run. You don't have those luxuries. What's it like? What's an average day in the life of Rico O'Quinn leading up to a big fight like that?
Leading up to that fight, I got up at 4 in the morning, every morning, Monday through Friday at least, and I went to work for 10 to 12 hours a day, and then I came to the boxing gym on the way home. And, that's how my day went. And then after that, go home, eat, shower, sleep, and repeat.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And you cook your own meals, right?
cook my own
You're your own
meals.
dietitian. You're your own cook.
Everything on my own. I ain't had nobody backing me, no money behind me or nothing like that. Everything on my own. You know what I'm saying? I pay for my uniform, had my brother make those. I pay for my own diet, my own food. I cook my own food. Everything done by me. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what is your day-to-day job usually when you?
I drive trucks. That's what I was doing.
So you're just an average guy that happens to be a professional fighter at the top level.
And that believes in myself and
Yep.
got faith in myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what separates you from guys like Peter McGrail and
He's
guys
spoiled.
spoiled, right?
He's a good kid. He's spoiled though.
Now, what I think is missed by people is that you had a pretty good amateur career yourself. You won national championships at all 3 levels, youth.
Oh,
elite.
that shit don't
Right.
mean nothing to Eddie and them.
Right,
I was
right.
Nobody.
Right. What do you think? Why do you think guys like Peter McGrail get that extra special attention? What do you think separates them? Why do you think guys like you go under the radar?
Probably because the timing. Like he came out the amateurs a few years after me, and that's when they was really looking at amateurs and scouting amateurs and stuff like that. Maybe it was something to do with that. Maybe it was because he's a foreigner, and Eddie Hearns, he pushing for all them people that's outside of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wanted them to succeed.
Right.
He got a few or select ones from the United States that he grab up.
Yeah. Now, going into this fight, do you think, having that blue collar mentality, working those long hours, and then coming up, do you think that gives you an extra motivation that maybe Peter don't understand?
I'm always motivated. You know what I'm saying? And it does give me it give me that chip on that shoulder that everybody counting me out. Like, I perform my best under pressure, so I wanted to be the B-side. Honestly, I wanted that because I need that edge to push me and make me wake up. Like, all these motherfuckers counting me out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, coming from the B side, I know that was the big. We had another Detroit fighter on that card, Gordy Rust. You guys were really going at it with your opponents at the press conference and really like promoting that B side. Being from Detroit, we have a special community in boxing. Detroit boxing is a big deal. Does that help you? Does that help push you, motivate you, the fans back home and everything like that? Does that really gear you up for a fight like this?
Yeah, because not just me and Gordy. I feel like Michigan as a whole, we overlooked. We got a lot of good guys here, but the thing that messes us up is we ain't got nobody coming to pick us up and making us, oh, you ain't got to worry about nothing, just focus on boxing. So we got to take the hard route, you know what I'm saying, the route less chosen and the route that wouldn't be chosen. We got to take the hard route just to get a fair shake.
Right.
Then we got to knock a guy out just to get a win. Because in my fight, had I been winning, the fight how Peter was winning, I gave Peter his props. He was beating me. I gave Peter his props before the fight that he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
He never gave me no type of credit. You know what I'm saying? But if I was winning the fight, how he was winning the fight, I was still gonna lose.
Right.
No way I could have won. My only way to win was by knockout or stoppage.
And you told me that we talked before the fight a little bit. You were kind of saying to me that you didn't think that if it went the distance, you weren't going to win. So is that something you had planned on? You were like, I have to knock him out. I have to outclass him. I have to do 10 times more than he has to do to win this fight.
Yeah, I gotta go in there and then get a knockout just to get a draw.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Odds stacked against me like that.
That's something I feel like the casual fan might not understand is that, sometimes the odds are stacked against you. It's not just, one fighter better than the other. Sometimes the promoters in the guy's back pocket, the judges. Talk about that. Like, have you faced that before this fight?
They wild with it nowadays. They'll rob you on TV.
Yeah.
Like, you would have a fighter there to clear to get in there and beat the other fighter, and then he'll lose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's crazy. Boxing's so corrupt. It's all about influence.
Right.
If you can be a big influencer, you could be a big boxer. You could be a world champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
So let's take a step back. Let's go back to the beginning. How'd you get into boxing? How'd you find out about Dynamic Boxing Gym? I mean, you're not from Westland. You're from down in Detroit. What brought you here? What brought you all the way out to Westland to train?
All right, that's how I got into boxing. I grew up in the streets, and while I was fighting a lot in the streets, fighting a lot in school, and then Dynamic Boxing Club came to this recreation center by my house. You was there, and Paul was there, and there was boxing people from the community. It was out there for hours, just everybody just swapping out gloves, putting on gloves, and then just boxing all of them. And then they was giving out the Dynamic shirts, and I took the number on it, and I took it home, and I told my mom and my pops, like, I want to get into boxing. My mama wouldn't let me do it. My pops was like, all right, they brushed it off for like a whole year though. But I kept that shirt, and I kept that number. I'm like, I want to go there. And then my mama and them, she like, I'm watching boxing on TV. She like, what you gonna do when you get cut open like that? And I'm just like, I ain't gonna get cut open like that. I'm about to be whooping I'm about to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be doing that to them. Then, it was March of 2009. They finally brought me in, and it's been up ever since.
Yeah, I noticed one thing I've always admired about you is your loyalty. So you always Chad Jacklard's been your head trainer for a long time. You stuck with Dynamic through everything, the ups and downs of your career. What does that mean to you, just having those guys behind you throughout this whole time, who watched you put on your gloves for the first time to now being one of the top ranked super bantamweights in the world?
I was raised on principle that, I wouldn't say I was raised on a code because the codes changed. I was raised on principle, and principle never changed. And loyalty is one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I came out here, I started with these guys, and this is what I'm gonna finish with, And I got brought out here because I was trying to go to any gym that was close. I had Jungle Gym that was close to me. I'm like, that's right up the street on Greenfield, right down the street from the crib. My pops was like, no, we ain't going with them. We're going to go against them. Mm-hmm. Them the guys that you think good, well, we're going to take you out here, and you're going to fight against them. And I'm like, all right, I don't want to go. I want to go anywhere. I can fight. Like, I didn't know how to box, but I can fight, and I believed in myself. And I came out here, and then next thing you know, I was fighting everybody in there. I got looked over. Mm-hmm. Dynamic was looked at the gym like with softies. And besides Dan. And then me and my brother came in, and it was like, who was that? Damn, them boys nice. Them boys some killers. But at first, it was like, I peeped game, like people watching me, get my gloves on, and other people asked my fighters that I was fighting, like, hey, who you fighting? And I remember vividly people saying, oh, him? You from Dynamic? Oh, you better stop him. You better stop him.
Right.
And that right there put a chip on my shoulder, and that just made, that created a different hunger in me.
Yeah, so you've kind of used that to kind of fuel your whole career then.
I like being all odds stacked against me.
Right. I just, again, I go back to the press conferences and all your, always just repping the B side, saying like, all right, they put me on the B side for a reason, and you use that to food you in that fight. And I think it's really what guided you through that fight and kept you in it, because you knew that they were underestimating you, and you knew you had to prove them wrong.
Yep. And I embrace it, because it ain't really no I wouldn't feel good being I'm supposed to win and I win. Like, okay, wow, you were supposed to win, you know what I'm saying? But when it hit different when you supposed to lose and you come out on top. And I've been asking Chad, my trainer, that for a long time, and I was asking my other promoter that for a long time. Like, he was trying to give me guys with lopsided records. I'm like, no, give me somebody better. Give me somebody that's gonna make me wake up and be like, I gotta go hard, because I know this motherfucker coming to win. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to give me guys that was a lot more losses than wins, and I'm like, nah. I understand that I'm just a pro and I'm just starting out, but at least give me somebody like 14-3. Give me somebody like 11-4 or something like that. Don't give me no guys. These guys be fighting guys like 2-30.
Right. Going back to that, so you said you wanted to pick tough opponents. I was talking to Chad when we were down in Arizona about, obviously you suffered your first pro loss about a few fights ago, and you came right back.
And then after that fight, I told Chad and my trainers, give me somebody tough.
Right.
My next fight after I suffered my loss, I fought a guy 20-2, and he was a southpaw. Now these motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck if the southpaw is 11-40. They gonna be, no, he's southpaw. No, I don't want him.
Right.
They scared of southpaws. I took on a southpaw that was 20-2, and he came to fight too.
Yep.
And then after that, I sat down with my team, and I met with some guys from another promotion company, big promotional company. And I told them, like, I don't care who y'all give me. Y'all give me a full camp. Y'all can send me in a lose or whatever. I believe in myself.
Right.
And
don't matter who's in front of you, right?
I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it makes sense, y'all gonna compensate me. Y'all gonna compensate me for it, though.
Right.
Y'all not gonna treat me, and y'all not gonna treat me unfairly.
Yeah, you didn't want to just go back to fighting like tomato cans every week, right? You wanted to stay.
I never wanted that.
Yeah, keep your name up top and keep fighting the top guys, so you get fights like the fight you just had. So, what's it like going from you fought on Showtime a few times, fought on DAZN this last one. Obviously, your next fight's going to be on DAZN again. What's it like going from a random club show in Detroit to the big time? And I know the Showtime cars were in Detroit, but still the production's different, the lights are different, the pressure's different. What's it like for you as a fighter? It really don't bother you, right?
Really bother me.
It's just another fight.
Yeah, it's just another fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been fighting in big stadiums in the country since I was an amateur. I've been out the country fighting, all that. You know what I'm saying? So the atmosphere don't really bother me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you've been with your trainer Chad Jacklar now since you started boxing, right? That having that sense of security in the ring, going back to the corner, seeing the same guy every time, how does that help you in a fight?
Help me because I know Chad know his shit.
Right.
Chad been in the ring. He's a former fighter himself, and so it ain't like a lot of these trainers never been in the ring or they got in the ring in the gym before, but you ain't never been in that ring and had somebody really trying to take your head off. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really know exactly how it is or how it feel, and you coaching me, and you can't relate to really what I'm doing. And I got a lot of respect from Chad when I seen him get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Being out the ring for so long, and he got in the ring and sparring my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was getting in the ring and sparring people. That just gave me a whole nother level of respect. You know what I'm saying? For him.
Right. Now let's get back to the fight coming up in April 27th. Your rematch with Peter McGrail. Your name's up top now. You got the belt.
Shit. I'm still the B-side.
I got you. You gotta keep that attitude going forward. But what can we expect different from Rico Quinn going into this fight?
I'm getting a real camp this time. Last camp I didn't get no sparring. I worked 10, 12 hours a day, and I gave the gym what I had left. Now I'm wake up in the morning, I'm working out, getting my strength and conditioning, I'm running, and then I'm going back to the gym around 4:35. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting sparring this time. I didn't get no sparring last camp.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't say that to me. I can't even make no excuse. I won, but things is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? I'm going there. I'm gonna catch his timing sooner, cause my time gonna be on. I'm gonna be on rhythm. I'm gonna be in sync with everything.
Now, just for like the casual boxing fan, right, or just even the non-fan, kind of explain what not having sparring can do to a fighter. I mean, obviously having a live person in front of you can make the world a difference, right, in training. So kind of explain why this will help you out more, being able to spar more and have that kind of training.
It's like, if you ever played basketball or been on a basketball team, it's like just going through plays and not having no scrimmages or not having no, no real practice. Just y'all just practicing plays, like 2-3 zone and stuff like that. So it's like not the real thing. It's just somebody telling you what to do, and you never really going through to a physical standpoint. It's just like watching the video on YouTube and saying, "Oh yeah, I can do that," but you never tried it. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it was. Now
we've been in the gym all day with you for the last few hours watching you train, cutting some videos and stuff like that. And what I've noticed is, you see someone doing something wrong or doing something that they can improve on. Do you take that role as being like a veteran in the gym, seeing the younger guys or the newer guys coming up, trying to get them to be better, get them to do better, so they can one day hopefully maybe step in the same kind of rings that you've been stepping in your whole life?
Yeah, I do. So if I see somebody and I see they got potential, and I see they doing something that if I see a flaw in it, I'm gonna try to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Or if I see they serious and they want to learn, I'm gonna show them the stance and how to protect themselves, keep their hands up, and how to throw the punches, the fundamentals.
Right. Now, I remember when you were coming in, when you first started coming to the gym, I could tell there was, I called it the X factor. I never knew what it was or what you did different. But I had been around the sport for a while. Do you kind of feel that way? Like, can you kind of feel like these new guys that come in, like you see somebody working on, like, oh, he's got something, and like you can work on that and kind of expound on that and make them a better fighter?
I see some guys, they got a lot of potential, but most guys don't have a drive. And when I see guys that don't have a drive with potential, I just stay away from them.
Yeah.
Because I can't want it more than you. I can't give you none of my drive.
Right.
I can teach you, but it still ain't gonna come off the same because you don't want it as bad as I want it.
Right.
So I stay away from it.
When we were in Arizona, you rolled pretty deep with you've always had a tight circle around. Your mom and dad are at always every fight. You had some aunts. Your brother is everywhere with you. That sense of loyalty and that sense of just people just believing in you. Is that something that just silence the haters and all that? You know who the real ones are. Does that help you out in training during the fights?
I don't need no big entourage. I got the silent ones behind me. I don't need a whole bunch of fakes. One silent one hold more weight than 20 fakes. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
All I need is a few that I know gonna ride with me, right or wrong, win, lose, or draw. We gonna get back.
Are you looking forward to going to England? Is it something that in the back of your mind you're like, man, I shouldn't be here, or do you have to silence that stuff and just move forward and fight?
I know I shouldn't be there.
Right.
So when I'm training, that's on my mind all the time. I'm going over there with the expectations from everybody else to lose, because to let them tell it like I lucky. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't gotta fix nothing, and they gonna spank me in his backyard. So it's a chip on my shoulder about that, and it's giving me the extra edge and pushing me harder during camp.
Right. Now I know the lead up to the first fight, there was a lot of smack talking on Instagram, on social media, and all that.
I kept quiet. That was all them. That was in my DMs. That was in all type of shit, saying he gonna smash my head in. He gonna beat me. He gonna do this. He gonna stop me. He gonna knock me out. He gonna do that. They doing it this camp too.
That was my next question.
They racist too.
Yeah, you still getting some flack from those guys in England?
Man, it made me not like England as a whole. Cause they rob him so hard and they so much against me, they hate me.
Right.
I cannot imagine me going over there. Probably gonna be, as soon as I land, they're probably gonna be throwing paper at me, booing me. calling me racial slurs, all type of shit.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it, so I'm gonna, try to not let it get to me for real.
Now, were you planning on unloading on him on the press conference like you did? Was that something that
Well,
was?
they told me to.
They told you.
They told me to.
I don't
And
know.
it smacked them in the face too.
I don't know if Eddie like you saying that, but yeah.
They wanted, cause Peter couldn't sell no fucking tickets in Arizona, so they wanted me to add some excitement to it.
Right. Now, because a lot of the talk wasn't coming from Peter. It was from all his fans and his
That
family.
motherfucker can't sell.
Right.
He's a good fighter, but he's not no prize fighter.
Yeah.
You know, he's never gonna be a paper. Even if he did beat me, he is never gonna be a pay-per-view fighter. Come on, man.
Yeah. Now, when you after the fight, obviously you go back to the locker room. You talk to him. What was his reaction to the fight afterwards?
Man, they some sorry losers. They ain't give me no respect, nothing.
Right.
I came in their locker room to return his belt to him. They wouldn't even stand up and like shake my hand. It was just their energy was off.
Is it safe to say there's bad blood going into this fight, or do you not look at it like that?
I don't look at it like that. They hate me.
Right.
Well, I ain't got nothing but love for them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on now.
Yeah, just keep it rolling, right?
I don't like their sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think Peter's a good kid, and Peter don't say nothing. But his family, I got John McGrill, and then I got Joe McGrill.
Now his little brother was on the card in Arizona too, right? Didn't you guys kind of get
Joseph,
into
yeah,
it?
He was talking shit to me. I'm like, man, shut Joe ass up. Somebody get Joseph. Why was Joseph Mike on?
Well, what weight class is Joe in?
I think at 126 or something like that.
Okay. Could he be a potential opponent in the future, you think?
Man, he'll probably want me after I knock his brother out again.
There you go. All right. Now, without looking ahead too much, this fight obviously, it puts you in the top 15 rankings of the WBA, opens up a lot of doors for you.
Still left Peter above me though.
Oh, I didn't know that. No. Anyway, so after this fight, assuming everything goes well, without, like I said, I don't want you to look forward, but what's next on the horizon for Rico O'Quinn?
I don't know. I don't know. More wins.
Right.
That's all the thing I can. Hey, I believe I got more wins coming. I believe in myself, and I'm at a point now where you can feed me anybody.
Yeah.
You can feed me to anybody.
Is it, I know, in the beginning of your pro career, and you've been back and forth with different promotions and had, had complications. Do you feel now you have a more solid team behind you and you kind of,
Sure.
is that something that like you trust them to move you in the right direction?
For sure.
Yeah. Who's been like the biggest addition to your team that's helped you out with that?
Eric Olsen.
The owner of Thomas McGee's in Detroit, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How has he added to the group, to your core group?
We've been affiliated since I was an amateur. He supported me. Him and my coach has a great relationship, and he believed in me after I suffered a loss. He helped me get my first fight after that. You know what I'm saying? On the Bella card. So he a great addition, and that's how that happened. Just years of knowing each other. He liking what he see out of me, and him and my coach, a great relationship.
Going into the rematch, what do you foresee different? Do you foresee another spectacular knockout? Do you have a different game plan this time?
Win.
Right.
I'm coming to win 10 rounds, 12 rounds, 15 rounds. I'm coming to win. I'm coming to box. I'm not coming just banking on a knockout. You know what I'm saying? If it happens, it happens, but I'm coming to win. I know they won't give me a fair shake on the scorecards, but I'm coming to win. Like, for one, who gets knocked out and get their belt took on a TV opener, and then the next fight back after that, we in his backyard?
Yeah, I was talking.
And we didn't get added to a card. They made his own card for him. So me and him is the headline. That's crazy.
I was talking to Chad a little bit today. He said that the arena you're fighting at is here, and then his gym is here, and his house is like blocks away. So they really put you kind of at an unfair advantage as far as like home field advantage. You don't have that, and you're the champion.
Right, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, it's Eddie Boy, he and Eddie Pocket, but it's crazy to me that, you lose and then we could have got added to a card.
Right.
But for Eddie loves him.
Mm.
Cause we was a TV opener. He lost by way of knockout, and now he got his own card, a headline in his hometown. That's his favorite, boy. He love him. He is.
If there was one thing you could say to Peter McGrill right now, what would you say?
Don't get sleepy on me. Don't get sleepy on me.
All right, Rico, I appreciate you coming down, man. Let me come here and talk your ear off a little bit. That does it for the first episode, guys. We'll see you on the next one.